Good morning. It's April 25th, I think, and a little different. Normally on Mondays I walk along the creek, but today I have to meet somebody downtown, so I'm headed downtown instead. Probably I'll walk along the creek tomorrow, since Tuesdays have been the days I've been going downtown, but I won't do that tomorrow because, among other things, I have to get my taxes done before I go off to Sask Expo this week, so the next 2 days may be very focused on taxes. Plus, I've still got things to do to get ready for Thursday's trip up to Saskatchewan. I've got to make sure I got all my books ready to go, and I'm trying to get a brochure printed for Shadowpaw Press, and yeah, lots to do. But for now, all I got to do is walk. Going down to Brewed Awakening coffee shop at the corner of Victoria and Hamilton, just a little further than the hotel where I normally walk to. I'll work there after my little meeting, and then I'll go have lunch, and then I have another meeting, and then it'll be late this afternoon before I walk home. If I walk home, I might drive home. So all that saying is this could be all the walk there is today, but I'm not sure. So it'll be about 20 minutes. Yeah, so I spent the morning that I've done so far, the work I've done has been trying to get this little mini book catalog for Shadowpaw Press ready. I'd like to have it for Sask Expo if I don't get it done. Not as important there, but I have to have it for the Saskatchewan Library Association's annual meeting the next week. But I'd like to have it on the table for Sask Expo as well. And so I'll have a sort of a Shadowpaw Press section of my books. And if I get, hi Kirk in Vancouver, if I get copies of Do a Tarot, which I hope I will, I'll have them on the table as well. That's the one by Brad C. Anderson that I'm publishing through Shadowpaw Press Reprise, which is the imprint where I previously published notable titles. I'm getting more stories in for Shapers of Worlds Volume 3. I've had some poems from Jane Yolen. Got a reprint from F. Paul Wilson came in today. So that's going to come together pretty quick, I hope. I'm hoping to have all the news stories by end of May, except mine. Mine will be the last one to get written, I'm sure, because, well, there's nobody to pressure me except me. I should start giving it some thought, though. Last anthology, I did a story that's also a preview of my novel coming out from Daw this fall, The Tangled Stars, which I'm still waiting for the editorial comments on, because that's going to have to be rewritten. But I think the timelines are different this time because they're not doing a print run on it. So it'll be in print, but it'll be more, limited runs as required, as opposed to doing the big dump of books and getting it out to all the bookstores, which is interesting. They've never done that to me before, and unfortunately that's a sign of the times in the publishing industry. Anyway, that'd be great. Some books sell more in ebooks than they do in print anyway. Certainly my anthologies, they sold a few print copies, but basically people buy them in ebook, the ones that I've edited. So it's a different place than it was a few years ago even. And the pandemic has changed the publishing realm as well. Probably a stupid time to start a publishing company, but that's what I did. It's very nice today, not too windy, not a cloud. Well, there are clouds in the sky, but it's very blue and sunny. It's about freezing. Not wearing a hat. I'm wearing gloves because hands get colder faster. And just following the usual kind of path downtown I often follow. By the Royal Saskatchewan Museum building that used to be Saskatchewan Government Telephones. The first telephone building. Well, the first Saskatchewan Government Telephone building. There's a telephone exchange before there was, the Crown Corporation idea. In fact, the telephone exchange was one of the buildings hit by the tornado in 1912. Leopold's Tavern, they're hiring. Yeah, I could get make some extra money, come over and be a waiter. Don't think I'd do good in that, or well. Petrocan, our favorite gas station, or at least the one where we run most of our gas because it's closest. Not necessarily the same thing. Looks like I missed this light, so we'll carry on down this side of the street. Sac Studios over here. The bottom two floors, like the basement and the top main floor, are Class Act. Then there's other offices above it, or at least there are other offices available. Looks a bit empty up there at the moment. Can't really tell. Sac Studios, where my daughter danced and worked. Used to be in there all the time. Now I haven't been in there in years. It's the other stuff that's in there. I still don't know what this is. Some kind of halfway house, or I don't know. It doesn't really have any signage on it. Remar over there. Bodega continues to look like it's never coming back, even though there are tables and chairs sitting out up above. Now, Microprint here, I may very well be checking in on them because I need some printing done. Microprint, remember the name. Because I'd like to get this little brochure. It's really just going to be a color photocopy, really, and then folded to make a brochure. And this light's not good for crossing Albert Street either, so we'll carry on. First Presbyterian Church, where we were married, coming up on 25 years ago. That lot used to have a bowling alley, I want to say, but now it's empty. And I went through this before, and somebody told me, and then I said, oh yeah, and then I forgot again. But I think that's what it was. Businesses over there. The Cat Cafe, I don't know if there'll be any cats in the windows in the morning. It depends if they've let them out of the back yet or not. They must not be out because they'd definitely be in the window if they were. Nouveau Art Gallery. Sperling Silver over there is a distillery, actually. They make spirits and things. They also sell, it's also a liquor store. And that's Fire Hall number 1 there. Credit Union Central. This one might work for crossing if I'm lucky. went across on this side to avoid the left turn signal for the people going east here. So we'll go over by the fire hall, I guess, today. Union Center. That still seems like a new building, but it's not that new anymore. I always think, I haven't lived in Regina very long, but I've actually lived here longer than anywhere else. Grew up in Weyburn, and I always think I lived there longer, but I really didn't. In fact, we got there when I was 8, and I left when I was 28, so only 20 years that I actually lived in Weyburn. Now I've lived here for, let's see, 32, 35? Is it 35 years now? Oh, 34 years, I guess. It'll be 35 next year. There's the fire hall. So yeah, Regina is very much where I have really spent the bulk of my life at this point, even though I still think of myself as being from Weyburn. But you always think of where you grew up as the hometown. Always seems like that's where you're from. And when I lived in Weyburn for a long time, I thought of myself as being from Texas, which I am, but I wasn't born there either. I was born in New Mexico, so really I'm a New Mexican. Take a walk here. Oh, there's a lot of little daycare kids coming this way. Alice went to daycare here at the Y. The Y is closed. It's not a Y anymore, but it still has the daycare in it. I don't know what all is active in there. There's pools behind these windows, but I suppose they're just sitting there. I don't know what you call it. Is it a flock or a herd of kids? Or a smattering of kids, or a conglomeration of kids. With Canadian Oil's building there. My toe that I stubbed the other day is still hurting. I wonder if I cracked it. Oh well, over time, it will heal. It's the same toe I cracked once before. Or I just jammed it really hard. I think if I cracked it, it would hurt more than it does. Courthouse, as it says. We might cross here, depending on what the light does for us. Yes, we will. Cross over to City Hall. We're in front of City Hall. I'm not going into it. Another group of daycare kids coming the other way. It's fresh and sweet over there. Nice, but it's not conducive to writing, so I don't go in there very much. Or didn't, back when I was still going into coffee shops more to write, which perhaps I will resume. That's what I'm going to do this morning for the first time in a very long time. Once this little meeting is over. Flags are all flying in the sun here in front of City Hall. SGI building over there is the gold one. And that's City Hall. Of course, the courthouse, we were just walking by over there. Canada Revenue there, the tax people. One-way street, so it's safe to jaywalk. The Balfour over there. And Knox Metropolitan United Church. Presbyterian when it was built. Over there is First Baptist. They have this nice little gardeny area here. I've walked through sometimes, but didn't today. Just a couple more blocks and this will be done. Been quite warm. Coming, so across. Victoria Park. Land Titles Building. Grass is even starting to green up. It's the War Memorial, of course. First World War to start with, when it was built. And there's the hotel, but not going there on this walk. I will end up there for lunch, but not where I'm headed right now. There's the park. There should be a statue of John A. Macdonald here. He was a victim of wokeness. I don't know how much walking I'll get in the next couple of weeks. I'm going to Saskatchewan twice, so maybe I'll do some Saskatoon walking. No reason I can't. I don't know what my schedule's going to be necessarily and whether I'll feel well. Probably not the days I'm doing 12-hour days at 10 hours anyway at Sask Expo. Or even 8. So probably nothing on the weekend. Maybe Friday because I'll be all set up Thursday and doors open Friday at 3:30, I think. So I can probably do that. Possibly, if I feel like it. Or I might take a vacation from walking. So Brood Awakening is up here on this next corner, which is where I'm headed, so I will stop this momentarily. Probably not here in front of the garage doors, not a good place to stop. Queen City Cakes. I'll stop here. So that's it for now. I'll see you later.